my name is Amir Rahimi. I am the producer on the Battle for Middle-earth 2, The Rise of the Witch King, and I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about the new units that we added to the existing factions of Battle for Middle-earth 2. When determining what the feature set for The Rise of the Witch King was going to be, we really wanted to deliver on what the community wanted. So one thing we did is we really scoured the boards, paid a lot of attention to what our community had to say, and what we found was that fans of Battle for Middle-earth 2 were picking one of the 6 factions, learning the faction, and sticking with that faction. And what they want is really some new toys to play with. They want new units, new abilities to use, new strategies to develop. So what we decided to do is go through and add at least a few units to each one of the existing factions of Battle for Middle-earth 2, in addition to adding a brand new faction, which is the Ingmar faction. One of the biggest changes that we made to the existing factions from Battle for Middle-earth 2 is that we added a whole new unit type that we call the Mini Hero Horde. These are units that share characteristics between heroes in Battle for Middle-earth 2 as well as regular units, elite units. So for example, like regular hordes, these units are built from production structures. There's multiple numbers of them in a horde. But like hero units, these mini hero hordes have special abilities that they get as they level up. They also heal when not in combat. In most cases, the goal behind creating mini hero hordes was to enhance certain faction strategies. So now with these new mini hero hordes, what I do is build up a large force of Rohirrim with Theoden, and then build the Knights of Dol Amroth and level them up throughout the course of the game. At level 7, they get a glorious charge power that's similar to Theoden's. So you can imagine not only Theoden with his Rohirrim, but also these knights charging into a battle. My favorite mini hero horde in The Rise of the Witch King is the Isengard Deathbringers. So first of all, these guys have a really cool look. They have these huge serrated swords and very interesting armor. But also, they get a very powerful special ability at level 7 that we call Bloodlust. Now what Bloodlust does is it triples, or maybe even more, the amount of damage that these Deathbringers do, and it also increases their speed significantly. But because they're exerting themselves so much while fighting so hard, they actually begin to take damage over time. In addition to the mini hero hordes, we've also added several new heroes and regular units to the existing factions of Battle for Middle-earth 2. And this is another area where we really wanted to listen to our community and see what they wanted. For example, we've been inundated with requests of adding Gothmog to Mordor. Fans of the movies will remember him as the orc captain who led the orcs at Osgiliath and then pushed forward to Minas Tirith in The Return of the King. Well, we've now added him to the Mordor faction, and he actually adds a whole new vector of strategy to Mordor, because now you can build him early on, and he really, as an orc leader, buffs up the orcs. In order to reinforce the strategy of using orcs when you're playing as the Mordor faction, what we decided to do is add an elite orc. So we came up with the notion of the Black Orc. This is an orc that you get by leveling up the orc pit, and allows the player to not go straight from spamming a lot of orcs, jumping straight to trolls, but it allows him to have the choice of continuing with the orcs and then potentially building Gothmog in order to buff them. Similarly, the new hero that we added to the Dwarven faction provides a whole new choice in terms of strategy for the dwarves. We decided to add Prince Brand. For fans of the fiction, they'll recognize him as the son of King Brand from The Hobbit. Prince Brand is an archer hero. He's the only non-dwarven hero that the dwarves get, and what he does is he really buffs up the Men of Dale. In addition to the Noldor warriors, the elves also get the Linden Horse Archers. As the name suggests, these are archers that are on horseback, and what it does is it gives the elves a very sort of fast archer option, and anyone who knows the elven faction knows how deadly that can be. I believe we've been able to capture and keep the spirit of the individual factions so that they generally feel and play the same way. But what the new units to these existing factions do is that they enhance certain core strategies as well as introduce brand new ones.